Do it. Welcome everybody. Monday. I gotta remember it's the new day. It is Monday. Monday evening Vision Cast here with Secret Direct. My name is Josh Denny. I have the honor and privilege of being today's host for our Vision Cast. We've got a tremendous program lined up for you this evening. So if you haven't invited the team members that you have, if you have any yet, get them on. If not, if you don't have any yet, don't worry. Take some good notes. Tonight's call is gonna help you build an organization here with Secret. Get that distribution footprint growing so you can spread the happiness that is Secret all over North America and, of course, all around the world as we're starting to expand pretty rapidly right now. A few announcements real quickly. For the Ignite convention, which you see in the banner behind me, pricing at the 129 pricing ends in 4 days. So on the 14th, it is no more. So make sure that you get your tickets. By the way, if you purchase 2 tickets before the 14th, or at least by the 14th, you get a chance to meet John Maxwell. So again, 2 tickets, which means that you're committed, or you say, Josh, I've already got a ticket. Great. I'm sure you want to build a team and get more people to this conference. Get 2 more tickets and get those people there. And when you do that, you're going to have a chance to actually meet John Maxwell. Now, the Hyatt rate, our block, which we have a very special discounted rate for the Hyatt rooms, that's going to end on the 28th. So if you don't have your room registered or, reserved for the 28th, make sure you do that. All the information will be available in your back office. So when you log in there, you're going to be able to navigate yourself to the convention details and get situated. So for those of you that are brand new, allow me to be one of the community. We're kind of an extended family, if you will, which, our goals are to help you achieve your goals. I know that may sound a little strange, but the profession, the way it works, is our mission here is to create a wealthy community by delivering the world-class products and delivering world-class customer experience. And we know that most people that are anywhere in the world that experience Secret products like our products, and our goal is to help expand that customer base and provide the opportunity for people that that are looking for opportunity to help us do that. Of course, there's a tremendous fortune that can be created for anyone who positions themselves in front of this massive trend that is Secret. And we've got a few people we want you to hear from. Of course, every week when you plug in, you're going to be hearing from new people, seeing new faces, hearing new experiences, people from all walks of life. We're talking from the PhDs and already multi-millionaire successful entrepreneurs to people like myself who actually didn't graduate high school, and all walks of life in between. Just every variant. Police officers, school teachers, engineers, accountants, janitors, to doctors that are partnering here with Secret and helping to build the company and doing quite well. And these are the stories that help us build a very successful enterprise. So you're going to hear from a couple of them right now, and then we also bring on one of our top leaders, one of our top field leaders that's experiencing tremendous success and tremendous growth. That you're going to be here. Oh, baby, I love you. Okay. This is a home business, by the way. I'm obviously doing this from my home, but this is my daughter Joy. Say hi, Joy. And then I need you to go see your sister, my love. Okay? Daddy's gonna be here for a little bit. I love you. Bye bye. She just wanted to say hi and send her love. By the way, that's why we do this business, right? We do this business so we can hang out with our family. And the good news about when you build a Secret business is you get to live your life the way you want to live your life and put what you do for business around that, rather than having to do your business and fit what's left of your life around that. That's what's amazing about this. And you're going to be hearing from leaders that are able to travel the world with their family, have time freedom, have financial freedom, and are able to share that with others. This week we have the extraordinary Jesse Macpherson. This young man has done an extraordinary job in helping to build the foundation of the company. Of course, he's a $500,000 annual earner here with Secret, but more importantly than that, he's helped so many other people achieve tremendous success. So you're going to be hearing from him in just a moment. So with all that said, it gives me great honor and privilege to go to our first testimonial this evening, an individual that just got her double rank advancement bonus. Miss Haley Hughes Haley, tell us a little about you. Who are you? Where do you come from? Why are you involved with Secret? And how did you go from basically zero to Royale so quickly?
Well, thank you for having me on tonight. I'm really excited. I am traveling, so I apologize for the background noise, but thank you so much for having me on tonight. A little bit about me. My name is Haley Hughes, and I have been involved in Secret actually 2 years now, a little over 2 years. But around the peak training, that's when I really recommitted myself to this business and made a decision that this wasn't about me anymore, and that it was about the thousands of lives that I can go out and change. And so that's what I did. I made that decision, and that's what I've been going and doing. And rather than recruiting to recruit, I've been going out and sponsoring my new agents and spending time with them and doing their blueprint with them and really making sure they understand the system so that it's duplicating from my efforts as well, and making sure that everyone on my team has the effort and putting in the effort that they can bring in all of their people and don't have to worry about it duplicating levels deep. And so that's what I've been doing. I've had the privilege of being able to travel around a bit with my team the past 4 months. I've been living out of my suitcase and really been having just such a blast. That really is my passion, to be able to travel this world, and to be an international business owner for the first time is extremely exciting. So it's not about me, it's about the successes in my team that's happening right now. We've already had another Royale pop up, multiple bronzes, and many people that are just steps away from hitting new rank advancements. So it's a lot of exciting things happening, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of my family at Ignite, because that is something that I'm very passionate about, as well as the events and never missing a convention. So I hope to see all of you there.
Phenomenal, Haley. So very proud of you. If you could, what's your background? Like, what did you do before you got involved in Secret? How did that happen?
I have been a nanny now for close to 10 years. That's my big passion, aside from travel, is family. And being a nanny, raising other people's children, I really didn't want that for my own kids, so that's what drives me every day. And my dad is actually in Secret. Tony Hughes is in Secret, and it's a pleasure to work with my mom and my dad, as well as my fiance's parents, who just joined us in Secret a few months back. So we're really uniting the family and all working together, and that's how I really got introduced to this industry, as well as to Secret. So I'm happy to be here. This is my forever home, and I look forward to continuing growing here.
Wow, you know what? I really didn't put two and two together. You were familiar to me. Your name was familiar. And for some reason I didn't met Tony Hughes. Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'm a big fan of your father and of Martha, your mother. I'm a huge Hughes fan. Congratulations. So glad to see you following in the footsteps of greatness. I'm certain this is not going to be the last Vision Cast that we see you on. I know you're going to continue to climb the ranks here. So congratulations to all the success that you're having, and to the future success I know you're going to have here real shortly. See you.
Thank you so much.
Good night. All right, let's go to Jordan. Now, Jordan, you know, I have so much respect for you. I had the chance to meet you in Idaho, and I've had the privilege of spending time with you when you're in town, and just your leadership, what you've done in a marketplace that had nothing. And not only are you succeeding yourself, but you're helping so many people, and you're leading from the front. I heard that you're 10, you know, mission 10 qualify. I know that's not the mission, but you're on your way to 20. Jordan, what's happening, buddy? Tell everybody. You know, again, there's a lot of new people on the line, so for those that haven't had your background or had the privilege to hear your story, would you mind sharing that real quickly again?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually really cool. I believe Haley's mom, Martha's from Idaho, and I'm actually checking in with you guys tonight from Idaho myself. So I'm actually originally from San Diego. I grew up by the beach, surf kid, long hair. I didn't graduate high school, not because I didn't understand anything, but I got a chance to snowboard professionally. So at 17, I dropped out and was snowboarding for a living, and it was exciting, guys. I got a chance to travel around, meet some amazing people, you know, videos, magazines, compete with some of the top pros. And unfortunately, I didn't see it coming, but I ended up falling and getting hurt, kind of tweaked my shoulder a little bit. And that's kind of where it was like the eye-opening experience of, okay, I got to do something else, you know, on the back end. You know, one day I'm going to have a family and stuff like that, and I got to do something that's going to be, you know, long-term, that's going to pay me like that. So I started looking around. I went back to school for a little bit, tried, self-employment, and I ended up finding myself managing at a newspaper company. So I was working 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., 7 days a week for almost 4 years straight. Spent my 21st birthday throwing newspapers, stuff like that. It was not conducive to the lifestyle I wanted to live by any means. And I got introduced to Secret about 2 years ago, and very similar to Haley, I just once it clicked. It was an event, and it was an event like Ignite. It was actually the Believe convention for me a little over a year ago. And we just came out and we just took fire. We just totally ignited, and I'm excited to see so many people do the same. But it went into that convention, no car, no job, stuff like that. Come out 2 weeks later, hit Royale. Another 2 weeks after that, helped 2 people on my team hit Royale, and I actually hit silver. And fast forward, within a handful of months after that, we had popped maybe 6 or 7 silvers. A lot of people are really close to gold, stuff like that. We were able to go out and hit platinum ourselves. And fast forward into this year. Our best week so far has been about $5,000 for the week. So it's been a total dream come true, total blessing, and I totally attribute everything to our leadership, our systems, but most of all our event system. I think the events are really where people catch fire and take off with this thing. So I'm super excited for Ignite. And I just knew. I knew with the missions right now, yeah, I want to get my watch, but more importantly, it's just making sure that we have, as many people at this next convention as possible. I feel kind of like it's my responsibility to go out and share this with people, as it's changed my life so much. So I'm just going out and sharing from the heart, and trying to add value to people and change some lives. And in the process, we've been able to get 10 out of 20 so far, and I'm excited to go rock out the other 10 for sure and bring them all to convention with me.
Man, I'm bewildered, brother. I love your energy, and for those of you that are listening in, you want to take note from that. You can feel Jordan's energy. You can feel his, his passion, and that's what's attractive. People want to be around people who are going somewhere, and it doesn't matter what's in your bank account. It doesn't matter what's, people don't care what you're making. People really, and Jordan, I know you can test this because I remember you telling me the story. You being broke, not having anything, but that wasn't a deterrent, was it?
No, not at all. I can tell you guys, going into that Believe convention, it's as weird as it is, because it was one of the lowest points in my entire life. It's some of my best memories. But we're at a point where we had literally had I had a car repossessed. I had negative in bank accounts. I was walking to Starbucks to go do sit downs, hoping they would pass out food samples to be able to get something to munch on that day. And it making ends meet was tough. But I knew what this community was about, and I knew what we were here for, and the lives that were going to be changed. And it didn't matter where I was, because I just knew where we were going.
Well, brother, you are leading an absolute amazing charge. You have earned my respect, the respect of all the people that I know and I respect in this company, from the CEO Isaac Ben Shabbat to all the leaders. And I know we got one person who's also a raving fan of yours, whom I get the privilege to introduce here in a moment. But Jordan Basurdo, I got to tell you, brother, I am honored that you're on this call. I know you've been on VisionCast several times in the past. I know you're going to be on VisionCast well into the future. I suspect one day you'll be hosting these and doing the training. So I can't wait to see you at Ignite, my friend. I appreciate the time, and appreciate you being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll see you guys all at Ignite.
All right, brother. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our featured guest trainer this evening. I said a little bit about this gentleman in the very beginning, but I know there's a lot more people that have got on since then. But Jesse and his wife Patty have done a phenomenal job, not only achieving the Blue Diamond rank within the company. For those of you who don't know, that's up there. It's one of the top ranks in the entire company. Only a handful of people have ever done that. And he's there. He's not only that, not only a cabinet ambassador, which is, I should say, not only a $500,000 earner and helped other people earn tremendous incomes, but a cabinet ambassador is someone who's helped lay the foundation of the company, kind of put their own ego aside, if you will, their own worry about building their own distribution network, and put all that aside for the greater good of the company, and said, you know what, I'm not just going to run things for my team and for what benefits me financially, but I'm going to put all of it in for the greater good of the company. Jesse, you've definitely made this company better. You've made it what it is. You've helped contribute so much, and it's an honor, my friend, to work with you and call you a brother and call you a friend and a part of this community. I'm excited to hear your training. I'm going to be taking notes. So I give you Jesse Macpherson, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. Can you see me, hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So, yeah, just got home. I apologize. My voice is a little shot because I was at a business seminar this week, just filling myself up and getting more education, and just looking to grow to bigger heights. And one of those things that I learned at that event, which was so impactful to me, is most people focus on getting bigger. And some of the challenges that happen with that is, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? What do I got to do? And one of the big distinctions that I got was don't focus on getting bigger, focus on getting better. That needs to be the focus. And when you focus on getting better, guess what happens? You get bigger. And part of the conversation is when people get started in our profession, there's so much of this tyranny of how, the tyranny of how am I going to do it, and how is it going to work out, and how's it going to happen, and all those things. And more important than the how is really starting with the why, and starting with what do you want, why do you want it, and then create a plan based on that. And so a little of this conversation of instead of focusing on getting bigger and how you're going to do that, let's focus on getting better and why you're going to do that. Because ultimately, it's not what you get that will make you happy. It's who you become in life that will make you very happy or very sad. And that's what I really want this conversation to be about here today in our training, is this path to 6 figures. And it might be a little bit different conversation than some of you guys have seen on some of our trainings, but I want to make sure that you guys know what were the things in my life that really made a huge impact on my path to 6 figures in this amazing profession. But before I do so, I just want to say big thanks to Josh. I love you, brother. I mean, everything that you do and have done, for me over the course of my life. And, getting a chance to see you on stage when I was 19 years old at the Long Beach Convention Center in front of, 1,000-something people in 2002 was life-changing for me. So thank you for being a friend and everything that you do for the entire secret community. And to Jordan, so rocking it out, getting 10. I only got 5. You got double up on me. So I got to go get my 20 as well. If you haven't completed your mission 5, it's one of the things you want to do for sure. And Haley, of course, proud isn't the right word. I'm not your dad, but I mean, I guess I'm honored to get a chance to work with people that are so committed to the people that they work with, and getting a chance to do something I did in my when I was 14. Went all through Mexico, and I know you're traveling down there and having a blast. But it's not where you're building; it's how you're building. And what I mean by how is serving your people, just providing so much value to the people that you're working with that they feel supported and guided and connected to the community that we have here. And that's really one of the most important things in building a successful business for you. Now, I know there are those of you that are on this that are brand new. This might be your first Vision Cast, and I'm honored to be somebody to share with you a little bit about my background and my story, and moving things hopefully forward in the right direction for you. But the one thing I will let you know is this business is challenging. And I've heard people say, oh, this business is so hard. And I'm always like, compared to working for someone else 40 hours a week for 40 years, that's pretty hard too. And yeah, it's challenging. It's supposed to be. That's what's going to cause you to grow so you can get better, so you can earn more, so you can do more. And that's part of the process. But I can tell you, don't be scared of the challenge. Be excited by the challenge because of what it's going to do for you and the person that you're going to become through that. But going back to my story, for those of you I haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Jesse. I live out here in Phoenix now, but I relocated here. My wife and I relocated here a year ago from California. And my wife's from Chicago by way of Colombia, and I was from kind of Northern California, kept making my way south. And I moved to Los Angeles right after I graduated high school to pursue a passion of mine, which is in dance, performing arts. I was teaching hip-hop classes, and yes, I'm white, I know. It was a lot of fun. I got a chance to do some amazing traveling, which is one of the reasons I fell in love with direct sales and fell in love with Secret, was I fell in love with the ability to build an income that would allow me to travel and do the things that I loved. And it's been amazing. I mean, just in the last, I think, like 4 or 5 months, I've been in 8 countries because of Secret. So that's exciting. Some business-related, some fun-related, some I don't even know, kind of combination of both. It's one of those things where work and play is kind of all the same now, which is an amazing place to be when you love what you do and you know you're making an impact for people and you're making a difference for people. And that's an amazing spot. But the journey didn't start there. I mean, it's, people look at it today and go, oh, sunshine and rainbows and all these different things. But, with the rainbow, you first have to have some rain. And, everyone wants these big breakthroughs in their business, but a lot of times they don't want to go through the breakdowns. And I understand that, but your biggest breakthroughs are usually comes in moments of crisis. And some of you guys know right now are maybe in that. Maybe you're in a season where things are challenging for you in your life, and this is why Secret showed up. And he's like, you know what, things have to change, and I need to make some things make a difference. And some of you right now, you're in a different season. And obviously, you know, as the weather goes, you know, we typically have 4 seasons. Some of you live in areas that don't really have real 4 seasons, but I know you know the concept. You know, where you got, you know, spring, where, you know, new things are starting to bloom and it's starting to be exciting. And then you're starting to plant. And then you got summer, and summer it's hot, but you're planting, and it seems like there's a lot more labor than the harvest that you're getting. You know, and there's all that time you're like, man, I feel like I'm working so hard, and where's like nothing's going. There's nothing coming up, right? And then you got fall, and fall is one of those seasons where, you know, you can kind of sit back a little bit and relax if you want to, which, you know, or you have a harvest. You don't have to work that hard. You're getting kind of gains and growths. And that's part of being in fall. And some of you are in that season right now, which is exciting. But what always comes after fall? Winter. That's right, baby, winter. Now, winter comes, and all businesses have their ups and their downs and everything. But with winter, the thing I want you to know is that it always ends. Isn't that crazy? Just like it, you know, it always comes, it always ends. And the cycles that you're going to go through in your business, and what we want to do here with Secret is we want to mentally prepare you to be a business owner that knows how to dominate in winter. And the reason why is because if you can dominate in winter, you can dominate in any season. You know, where you're somebody that there's no backing down, it's stepping up. Okay, where you know what you've got. And, you know, winter is an important season. And, you know, it kills off the weak, and it makes the strong stronger. It also, you know, breeds new ideas and new creation and new creativity. But the reason I'm giving you this analogy is you may be in a different place in your business right now. You might be full on in fall and having your harvest and kicking butt and rock and rolling. You may be in summer feeling like you're doing a lot of labor and it's hot out and you feel like you kind of are taking it all on. You might be in spring where you got some things starting to bloom, but, you know, you're still getting your work in. You know, you may be in winter. And what I want you guys to understand is this, is that winter isn't the time to die. Winter isn't the time to crawl up underneath your bed. You know, winter's the time to go snowboarding. That's right. That's what some people do when there's snow out. Right, Jordan Basurto? But what I want you guys to do here is I want to tell you who I am today is a direct reflection of a few simple steps that I chose to make many years ago that I learned from Josh and many of the other incredible mentors that I've had. And one of those things that I got, first off, is that you must feed your mind. Okay, so take this in your notes. On your path to 6 figures, I'm going to tell you, it's not what you do, it's who you become. And when I stopped focusing on just what I got to do, what do I got to do, and who I needed to become, I'm telling you, it unlocked a lot of business for me because I started asking different questions. And if you want a better life, ask better questions. So, but I remember being kind of into my journey to my first 6 figures in this profession, which was from 19 to 24. It took me 4 years to do it. Now, what's amazing, it took me 4 years to have my first 6-figure year in this profession. But what was amazing is I made no money my first 4 months, not one penny. I didn't enroll anybody. And yes, the struggle is real. You know, it was challenging. Now, you're not going to have that experience if you actually listen to what people say, because that was my problem. I didn't listen. They said, do this. And I was like, whatever. You know, I know what I'm doing. I got this. You know, like the guy who's never been in business, who has no business being in business, is telling the people that have made a lot of money in business that I know what to do, and, you know, your ideas are cute, but, you know, come on. Like, anyway. So the reason I bring it up is, you know, it was interesting because there's so many times where, you know, I wanted to throw in the towel and I wanted to let go, and I realized I was like, but, you know, what am I going to do? It's like looking forward, I didn't know what to do, but looking back, I'm like, I'm not going back. So, all right, I got to figure it out. So I got to be more creative. I got to ask better questions. Instead of saying, why isn't anyone joining? A question I would ask is, why are people joining other people? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What are they saying that I'm not saying? What am I learning? And some of those challenges at the beginning of your business, I get they're frustrating. And if you're new, it's one of the most challenging times because, you know, think about it. For those of you who have kids, I know all of you have been kids at one point, but, you know, you take an infant, you know, if they're not well taken care of in the very beginning, a lot of times, you know, you can't bring an infant home from the hospital and be like, all right, food's in the fridge, you know, good luck, I'll see you in a couple days. No, they need to be taken care of and nurtured and cared for. Now, they don't want to remain infants. Eventually, they became toddlers, and they start running around like crazy, and they're falling and tripping over stuff, and they're learning. They're learning how to do the business. They're learning these skills. They're learning how to walk. They're learning, how the applications work. They're learning how to overcome an objection, how to invite. You're learning how the back office works. You're learning how to build out your tree. You're learning how the products work and how to demo them and what places and what spots, and you're failing a lot. And infants, toddlers, they fail a lot, but how resilient are they when they want to do something? Isn't it crazy? Like when, learning to walk, I mean, they'll fall, but they ain't stopping. They're going to figure that out. And I wish adults had a little bit of that resilience in them still. Now, I know you have it in you, but some of you haven't called on it in a while or haven't thought about it in a while. And so moving forward from there, they become teenagers, and now they're growing and feel kind of invincible. And then as you move into your adult phases, and you have a business that's a little bit more mature. And so the reason I'm painting this picture for you is because from my experience in the beginning, I failed miserably. Like it was ugly. Like I messed this up 7 ways to Sunday. And I mean, I failed over and over and over and over and over and over. And you know what? That's what made me good. Because I went through that, and I went through all these processes that, I focused on the activities and what can I learn, what can I do, and I got obsessed with the details, because there were some people that made a little bit and some people that made a living, and then there were some people that made a fortune. I was like, what are the differences? Because I don't think anyone starts a secret business saying, yeah, I'm just going to fail. No. So, but are there people that fail? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough word. I would say there are people that quit. Failure is an interesting thing because I don't believe in failure. I believe in feedback. Okay, the only way that I'm really a failure is when I choose to give up, when I check out and I say, you know what, my dreams aren't important to me anymore, and I'm not willing to go after them, and I'm going to settle. And for me, that's just like it's a life of death. Because here's what I can tell you is, here's where you're going to be happy when you're making progress. Here's where you're going to be unhappy when you're not making progress. But when you're growing, human beings are so excited about what they're doing and where they're going, even if you're not at the end result. So on this journey, on this path to 6 figures and going out there and creating the business required to be able to go and do that, instead of the focus on it getting bigger, it's about you getting better. And how do you do that? Is constant, never-ending improvement. Constant, never-ending improvement. You always want to be constantly working on yourself. What are you feeding yourself? And so in the beginning, they told me to start reading books, and reading even the information that's in your kit. A lot of you have your secret agent kit. You haven't read your blueprint yet. Now, I'm not beating you up. Some of you are new, but some of you aren't new, so I'm beating you up. Yeah, that's right. So I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking. That's right. By the way, I can see all of you in case you didn't know. I'm just kidding. That'd be super weird. No, I can't see any of you. But the reason I'm saying is if you really want to master something, I mean, you really expect to earn a 6-figure income without becoming a professional? I mean, you're not going to be paid professional income off of amateur effort. That's not how it works. But if you want to get good at this thing, what you got to do is you got to learn and study and apply it. Now, here's the big difference, and I'm going to give it to you guys on your path to 6 figures. All right. And on your journey, the difference between knowing and doing. Holy cow. And I know you already know this, okay? But I know sometimes I say things, and I know some of you guys are like, oh, I've heard that before. If you're not doing it, you don't know it. You've heard it. And I want you to get the difference between knowing and doing is the difference between struggling and wealth. It's the difference between pain, okay, and happiness. It's the difference between knowing and doing. Because there's a lot of things you know. Some of you have heard, when you first get started, what do you want to do? Do your blueprint. Somebody goes, I know that. Have you done it? The difference between struggling and wealthy is the gap between knowing something and doing it. And then doing it consistently and refining it and getting it better. Okay? Now, it's naturally going to get better typically as you do it. But if you have a focus on it, getting better while you're doing that process, you can explode your growth curve. So, difference between knowing and doing. Read, learn, study. All right, number 1. Second thing, write this in your notes. Proximity is power. Proximity is power. Get around people who have your answers instead of your problems. When you get around people that have solutions to things, because the problems that you've created maybe in your life or in your business, a lot of times can't be solved with the same mind that created them. You need a kind of a different mind, maybe a different perspective. So the thing is this, is proximity is power. So get connected and stay connected. You know, now I know you might not necessarily be able to do it face to face with some of the people you're working with, but you know, through if they've got calls, if they've got you know, coaching sessions, if there's a local event that you can get to where you can be in proximity to other successful people, because they say you're the combined average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You know, you're the combined weight, the average weight of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Your weight's probably pretty similar. Income, you know, social status. If you spend, you know, 5 people that curse, you probably curse. If you spend time with 5 people who drink or smoke, you probably drink or smoke, or at least a part of you makes it acceptable or okay, and for some of you, it lowers your standards. Who you hang around is who you become, and proximity is power. So you want to get close to. Why is the convention so important? Because it's an intense immersion, a total immersion of proximity with all the people who have all the answers to every one of your questions. And one of the biggest questions that I know each and every one of you have is, can I really do this? Can this really happen for me? And I get that's a tough question to be answered in the very beginning, because here's what I can tell you, all right? You can believe it or not believe it, because unfortunately most people believe in their doubts and doubt their beliefs. But what I want you to do is get to this Ignite conference, because I can promise you that question will be answered 1,000%. The amount of certainty that you're going to come out of that event with, and the posture and the backbone, not a wishbone, about if this is going to work for you, you're going to know without a shadow of doubt, because you're going to see people up there that you're going to say, if they did it, I know I can do it. It's going to go from I think I can to I know I can't. It's going to go from I know this works for people to I know this will work for me. Me, with my background, my education. Proximity is power. Next thing, okay, knowing to doing. Okay, we talked a little bit about that. So I'm going to give you a few tips here and a few things to focus on, some activities. But focusing on what to do is the worst place to start. Here's what you got to focus on first. What do you want? What do you want? Make sure you have that crystal clear. I found most people in life aren't happy with where they are, but they didn't plan on being anywhere else. So they're disappointed with their results, but there was no plan to be anywhere different. You guys have heard it said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know, it's worse than that. If you fail to plan, someone else will use you for theirs. So be on purpose. Be on purpose with what you're doing on a daily basis, with the direction you're driving, with the activities that you're doing. Now, I know somebody saying, just tell me what to do and I'll go do it. The tyranny of how will destroy you. I'm telling you. So get out of that. Get out of your head. If you stay in your head, you're dead. So we want to get out of that. But the focal point for the very beginning of your business is, what do you want? Second thing is, why do you want it? Create enough emotion attached to why you want something. Why is it a must for you, not a should? Because in life, you don't get your shoulds. You only get your musts. That's it. Please write this in your notes. Should versus must. When something becomes a must for you, some of you have kids. If you have kids that are in school, you know, let's say you drop them up at school and pick them up, and 5 days a week, right? So to the parents that pick up your kids, or if you did once back in the day, I want you to think about this: is how many times a week did you pick up your kids? Yeah, like 5. Yeah, I mean, well, you sure it wasn't like 3 and 2? Some, well, I should pick up my kids, but maybe not. No, you picked them up every single day. And if you weren't going to be there, you found a way for someone else to be there. Why? Because it was a must. It was a must. And that's what it is. I don't want to go from I should make a list to I must make a list. I must put these names on paper. I must. I should do my party. I must do my party. I should go to convention. I must go to convention. I must. When things become must, they get done. Have you noticed this? Anything in your life that gets done, it's because you have made it a must. And when I found a way to convert my shoulds to musts, by creating enough emotional attachment, what do I want and why do I want it? The hows really figured themselves out. See, reasons come first, answers come second. You find a big enough reason why, you always figure out how. It's kind of like your kids. You know you must pick them up. So how? Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. And that's what I want you to have that in your business, is know what you want, why you want it, and then let's go create the massive action plan in order for us to go smash it. Okay? So as you're building, what I want you to get is this, is it's not about being the smartest person. It's not. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I just got in the shed and got sharpened for a long period of time. So I want you to get that wherever you're starting from is exactly where you're supposed to be. And whatever season you're in right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. And whatever stage of your business in is exactly where you're supposed to be. It's why you're there. Now, if you think you should be somewhere else, you're losing this conversation already. The thing I want you to be thinking about is this, is how can I add more value and how can I become more valuable? Those are the things that really did it for me. So a couple things here on your path to 6 figures that are really important. Number 1, feed your mind, read. Read things, listen to things, listen to training, CDs, get on, watch the videos in your boot camp, in your back office, get with your support team, listen to the conference calls, stay on these vision casts so you can get these tips and these nuggets. Next thing, proximity is power. Associate, get around the people who have the results that you're looking for and learn from them, absorb from them. Some of it you don't even need to be conscious, just being around it, you'll get things, which is amazing. Okay. Number 3, going from knowing to doing. Knowing to doing, which is really going from should to must. From should to must. And when you get those things, the next thing that I really want you to be focused on as you're going out and building your business, now that you kind of got the philosophy right, because in your business, it's 80% philosophy, 20% mechanics. It's, in your head. You guys know what I'm talking about. How many of you talk to yourself? Some of you guys are like, do I talk to myself? That's the one. Some of you guys have a committee going on up there, I know. So, but what I mean is that most of the conversations we have with ourselves, is it super positive or does it tend to usually be on the negative side? I don't know about you, but most of that internal dialogue is usually pretty negative in most people. So what I want to do is kind of flip the script. If you can convince yourself something's not bad, let's convince ourselves it's great. Now, one thing I want you to convince yourself is that you're great. And why do I know that? Because you're here. You're on this vision cast. It's not by accident. Our paths didn't cross by accident. You're here. You made a plunge into free enterprise, into entrepreneurship, into business for yourself, and saying, you know what, I'm not going to settle. I'm going to do something about it. Now, you've started this journey. The question is, have you made a decision to finish? Which is something that I hope that you decide to make today. Because a lot of people have a start date and a start date, the day they sign up and the day they decide they're actually going to do it. Sometimes those are different days. Hopefully we can bring those closer together today. But on this path to 6 figures, I can tell you there were so many ups and downs, personally, emotionally, physically, on the journey. And we had so many people that quit on us and quit on themselves, and people that said, I'll never quit, I'll never quit, I'll never quit, and they quit. I was like, oh God, and it hurt, and I felt like sometimes I was starting over and had to figure it out. But guess what? I didn't get bitter. I decided to get better. And get better, get better, get better, get better, get better. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do to be more valuable? What can I do to add more value? What can I do to contribute more to the people that I'm working with? What can I do to be there more for them? And if you heard what Haley was talking about contributing and providing more value, not just recruiting to recruit, but sponsoring people and getting into their living rooms and developing a culture, where people of community, where people have the natural tendency to serve. And that's what the Ben Shabbat family has really put together for all of us. So I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to go on this because I could go for hours on this subject particularly. I do want to give you a few bullet points of how-tos because I know some of you guys are like, just tell me what to do. I'm going to give you a couple of those, but I hope some of this stuff is resonating and seeking in so that way you can go out there and change it because, that how-tos information is available everywhere. You think about it, if knowledge was power, if information was power, then everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. Because, we're literally in your pocket, for the first time ever in your pocket, you have access to information immediately from anywhere in the world. And there's more information available and videos on every single thing you've ever wanted to learn, accessible immediately for you. Yet, people are still more unhealthy. People are still have bigger challenges in their relationships. And people are broker now than they were before they had access to the information. I heard it said a long time ago, if you want to hide something from an American, just put it in a book. It's kind of funny, but very true. So it's not about having all the answers. Here's what I found. Smart people have answers. Geniuses have questions. They ask questions. Now, what do I really want? Why do I really want it? How am I going to go make that happen? Who's a resource for me that can teach me how to do it? Who do I need to go talk to? Right? So what I want you to get when I first got started is I made a list. So if you haven't done this yet, list on paper. My list on my first paper was like 114. Okay? And what I did was I wanted to show everybody, sort through and introduce them to my business, to my product, get a chance for them to take a look. Now, I knew it wasn't going to be for everybody. I already knew that. Now, in the beginning, actually, I shouldn't say that. I thought everybody was going to do it, and then when they didn't, I was so hurt. But when you start building the business, you'll realize not everybody's going to get started right now, and that's okay. No doesn't mean no. It just means not now. So they're going to eventually get started, and some of them won't join until they see that you've really made a commitment to do this, that you're not kind of wishy-washy wobbly on this thing and being a dabbler and kind of just doing it a little bit, because they know, people know, you can't fake stuff. When you're committed to something, they see it in your eyes, they smell it on your breath, they can feel it on you, because they know that you're committed. So being honest and being in integrity with what it is that you say, that you back it up. Okay? So, but doing these things through this process is showing people. So the path is six figures. Now, when you take a look at it, what do you got to earn to make a six-figure income? It's about $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week inside of our compensation plan. If you take a look at that over the course of a year, 2,000 a week, 52 weeks, over $100,000 a year in income. So I know many of you go, man, that would be great. For some of you, that would be a good starting point. I mean, you can't live off that, but it's a good head start. But it's $2,000 a week. How do you get there? So what it starts with is this, is if I show you how to make $200 a week, and you can teach 10 people to start making an extra $200 a week, you're going to see yourself very close to that $2,000 a week. So everything that we do on the big scale is about chunking it down, chunking it down, chunking it down, chunking it down to the lowest common denominator. All right, and the reason why is simplicity. Simplicity. Okay. All right. Complexity is the enemy of execution. If you want to execute, meaning create results, because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. When learning leads to knowledge, you'll be very, very depressed, upset, frantic, overwhelmed, all those things. When learning leads to action, all of a sudden you're going to see very different results in your business and in your life. I can promise you that. Okay? So what are the actions that you need to be taking? Well, number one, we need to set appointments to show people secret. Number two, we need to show people secret. I know that sounds crazy, right? We have products that are really good for skin. There are people out there with skin. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these products that are really good for skin and put it on people with skin. And then some are going to say yes, some are going to say no, some are going to say not now. And then from the ones that say yes, some of them are not only want to be a customer, they're going to want to join. And then some of those people are going to produce. And then some of those people are going to leave. That's it. Now, I know that sounds too simple, but what if it was? What if it really could be that simple? What if it's just this mental, emotional conversation that we have with ourselves and getting wrapped up in the mental, emotional conversations with our people that put us in a state where confusion or complexity, which allows us to not execute on really what we do. If you know really what you want and you know why you want it, and it's a must, not a should for you, okay, for your kids, okay, to be a role model for them, whatever it is, the hows really take care of themselves. So what we do is we set appointments to show people secret, and we show people secret. Now the easiest way to start doing that is in a party. So you can do that in compressed time frames and get 3, 5, 10 people together in your living room. Now we recommend that you launch with your first 2 parties. So we go, I already know that. Have you done it? Okay. So all right, have you done it? Now the real question is, well, I did it. Well, the people that you're getting started, have you done it? And then if you're saying, well, no one wants to do a party, that's a problem. I get it. Absolutely. Business is about solving problems. If you want a bigger paycheck, solve bigger problems. So if you got that problem, instead of having the problem, okay, why don't we ask a better question? How can I get more people to schedule their parties when they first get started? Maybe you should get around some people that have spent decades of their life learning this stuff so you can learn from them so you can compress decades into days. Might not be a bad idea, right? So learn from people that have spent their lives messing stuff up so you can learn how to do it in a few hours. But proximity is power. Remember? Proximity is power. Getting around people who have these answers. So set appointments to show people secret and show people secret. Now, the minimum I would recommend as far as appointments is you want to be meeting with people every day. You want to be open for business every day. But a minimum of 2 people a day, you want to introduce them to secret. Now, of course, I would love for you to meet with 2 people a day, but if at a minimum, if you can't meet with a couple people a day to show them secret, even at a coffee shop or your local Panera or Tim Hortons or Starbucks or whatever, is that you're at least demoing a product or at least getting them something to view about secret. Just a couple of people a day. If you did that every day, 2 people a day, that's not a lot. It's easy to do, easy not to do. And some of you, I should talk to 2 people a day. I heard this before, but are you doing it? 2 people a day. If you did that for 5 days a week, even took the weekend off, that'd be 10 new people a week. Now, 2 people a day, 2 new people, not the same 2 people every day. All right, so 10 a week. Now, over the course of the year, 50 weeks at 10 a week, that's 500 new exposures. Look, you can't be that bad and not get people started. It's impossible, okay? So I want you to think, if you exposed 500 people, this is your path to 6 figures. I hope you're writing this down. 2 people a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, take 2 weeks off. That's 500 people. Are you getting me? All right? Now, even a busted clock is right twice a day. So even if you were really bad, how many of you agree if you showed 500 people secret over the course of a year? At 2 a day, simple to do, even with a full-time work, career, kids, soccer practice, everything. Okay? At 2 people a day, 500 in a year, let's say 1% of those people joined. That's it, just 1. Okay? All right? The other ones, no, too busy, stupid, you're stupid, everything's stupid. Those people that are just like no, 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 and they're just negative about everything. Okay? It's okay, don't worry, they're out there. There's only a few nasty people in the world. They just move around a lot, Jim Rohn would tell me. Okay? But what is this? It's 5. 1%, 5. So your first year, you only got 5. Now, what if the second year, leading by example, and because you got better, you focused, instead of getting bigger on the how, you focused on the why and getting better, and that second year, you help those 5 people do the same thing. And they introduced 2 people a day. 2, that's it, 2. So what is that, 5 days a week? All right, so 2 a day with 5 people is 10 a day. Times 5 is 50 for the week. Okay? So 50 for the week times 50 weeks of the month, that's how many? 2,500. 2,500. 2,500 people got exposed to secret. Now, you and I both know if you expose 2,500 people to secret, what's going to happen? Because when people see our products, they freak out. Okay, you guys already know this. And if you don't, it's because you haven't got our products on enough people. So, putting products on people, set appointments, show people secret, show people secret. Ta-da, 2 a day, minimum. Get this thing going. All right, read, focus, proximity is power. Going from knowing to doing. Hopefully this is all making sense. So what happens is 2 a day, 2,500, with 5 people doing 2 a day, 5 days a week. 1% of those people join. Year 2, you only had 25 people join. Okay? So you have the 5 that got started, and each of those 5 got 5. That's 25. Now, 25 people, let's take a look at that. Now you got 25 people. Let's say year 3. Year 3, you got 25 people going out there doing 2 a day. That's 50 a day, 250 a week. Right? 25 people. Do the math on that. Exactly. Right? So what would you have? What is that? 10,250 exposures? 10,250 exposures? So basically it'd be 5 people doing 2 a day. So they're each doing 500 for the year. And then you've got 1% of those people getting started. That's 125. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. The geometric growth that happens on this when you do it right, you duplicate simplicity. Simplicity, right? You have a simple action plan that people can follow. Now, do most fall off? Of course. Most people, the only thing they've been consistent on in life is being inconsistent. Is it frustrating? Yes. Okay? Do you want to get stuck in your head? No. Get in your head, you're dead. Get out. Get into action. The only thing that eliminates fear is massive action. When you go do something and you go to work and you make it happen, that's when things change. When you stop focusing on what's not happening, you focus on what do I need to do? What do I need to go do in order to get what I want? And what do I got to do to get better, to be able to add more value and become more valuable? When I can do those things, I'm telling you, your business change. See, I'm talking to you guys as business owners. Right? Now, like, how many of you guys are financial traders? Okay. All of you should be raising your hand. So if you work, you're financial trading. The only thing you're doing is you're trading the worst thing in the world for finances, which is your time. What we want to teach you to do is how to use leverage and get business to work for you. Learning how to use your skills and learn your assets and learn the system. So that way when you apply it to your business, a simple system, you can create leverage in your life, which can give you more time. I know some people say, well, I want to love what I do. So for me, we've got flexibility. It's like the point is to work as hard as you can at something and being smart at it, so that way you don't have to work. but you can choose to. And that's an exciting thing. So 25 people, get 125. You have 125 people. They do 2 a day. 125 people. That's 250 a day. 250 a day times 5 days a week, times 50 weeks a year. You guys are getting the math, right? So those 125 people introduced 500 for the year at 2 a day. 525 times 5, 625. You have 625 people in your business. I can tell you there's absolutely no way you're not earning a 6-figure income. It's just not happening. Now, what is that, year 4? How many years did it take me to earn my first 6 figures? 4. Now, in the first year, it doesn't look very pretty. Second year, doesn't look very pretty. Third year, starting to look interesting. Fourth year, holy cow, right? Because that's what happens. You guys have seen the penny doubling every day? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So it's kind of like the compound effect. You guys know, Einstein said that, multiplication, compounding is the most powerful force in the world. It really is. It's kind of like if you and I go play golf, and they're like, hey, let's make it a little more interesting. Let's just do 10 cents a hole. Do 10 cents a hole, we'll double it every hole. Why not? 10 cents a hole? Sure. First hole, 10 cents. Second hole, 20 cents. Next hole, 40 cents. Next hole, 80 cents. By hole 6, what, a couple bucks? By hole 12, out of 18 holes, only 18 holes. Oh, a couple hundred. By the last hole, it's $13,000 for the hole. I'm starting from 10 cents, just 18 times compounded. I'll give you an example. If you take an actual napkin, okay, and you were able to fold the napkin over on itself unlimited times, question was how many folds would it take of a napkin folding on itself if you could do it unlimited times to go from here to the moon? And I was thinking, how many folds? I was like, okay, well, like 1,000? I was like, no, it's probably 400, a couple hundred. I don't know. Okay, it's like 38. 38 folds of a napkin get you to the moon with a napkin, okay? Because the compounding. But how you get a compounding work for you is you must be consistent. For those of you guys that are putting money into finances, to get that compound return on your finances over a period of time, it's not sexy in the beginning, but as it compounds, but you got to leave it in there. You got to let it compound. Same thing in your business. You got to let your exposures start compounding. You got to be out there planting. And in the beginning, I know sometimes it can be frustrating because it's like, where's my harvest? I'm hungry. And some of you are in a scenario where you have some challenges. I get it. I'm not saying you can't make money fast. We have a lot of people that have made money very quickly with our business. All right, but one of the things is they implemented probably one of the most important skills that you'll learn, which is coachable. They take and apply. They're not afraid of failing because they don't see it that way. They see it as feedback. They feel I'm getting better. So they're just doing it. Where one person's worried about doing it wrong, the other person has done it wrong 10 times and found a really good way to do it right. So don't worry about doing it wrong. Worry about not doing anything. That's going to be the challenge. So on your path to 6 figures, lastly, I'll just leave you with this story. And then, Josh, I'm going to turn it back over to you. It was my 3rd year in to this profession, and I'm coming back from a convention. And I'm like, you know what? It's time to set some goals. So everyone's setting their goals for the next convention, where they're going to be, what rank. And one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to be a 6-figure earner. I wanted to earn $100,000 within 12 months. And I wasn't anywhere close to it. We were about 6 months out from the next event. I think I'd only made like 30-something thousand, like 34,000. So I needed to make like $66,000 in the next 6 months, which I had never even had a month that was, over 8,000 or 10,000 ever. So I needed to like double and like immediately. So anyway, everybody was giving their goals and stuff, but one of the things that we did is we put a consequence to it. Okay, we put a consequence to it. Now watch this. So I'm trying to figure out like what would be a good consequence, and people are giving out all these consequences that are crazy. Like, so I'm going to give up my bed. And I was like, I don't know about you, but that would not make me very productive. Some people are like, I'm giving up soda. I'm not going to watch TV. I'm not going to, I won't go to the movies. One person wrote a check for $1,000 and gave it to somebody on our bus that they didn't like and said, if I don't hit my goal by this date, you get to cash this check. I was like, oh, all right. So there was a lot of things that people did. But one of the things I was thinking is, what do I do? Now, for me, I've been very fortunate because I was introduced to this amazing profession at 19. Prior to that, I was teaching dance classes, so I was self-employed. So I'd never signed a W-2. I'd never been employed. So when it got to me, I was like, what do I hate more than anything? Being like working for somebody. So I said, that's it. I got to go work part-time at a job if I don't accomplish my goal by my 24th birthday. And so I remember people like, my God, this is crazy. And I was like, oh, and I was like, well, and someone's like, well, where are you going to go work? I was like, I don't know. And then somebody was like, McDonald's. And I was like, no. And they were like, yes. And, you know, when you kind of adopt this philosophy, I can't, therefore I must. You know, I don't mean like I can't jump off this bridge, therefore I must. I mean like when there's something that you know that if you did it, it would make you grow, and you say, I can't, you must. If you can change that, all right? From I can't, I got to. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So if I don't reach my goal by September 1st, by my birthday, I'm going to go work part-time at McDonald's until I do. And I can tell you, I had no idea how many McDonald's there were until I made this commitment, till I made this consequence. And the reason why is because for me, I was able to turn my should into a must. I turned my should into a must. You know, I knew what I want, I knew why I wanted it, and I knew what I was gonna, you know, what I was giving up if I didn't. And all of a sudden, it was crazy how there were more people that entered onto my list. There were more situations I found myself in terms of the goal I was doing. Every time I saw those damn arches, I picked up the phone and I called somebody, right? And people, and everybody knew my goal. I put it out there to all the people I was working with. I mean, I shouldn't say everybody, my colleagues. I only really share my goals mostly with the people who I know are willing to support me in them. And so people knew it. So they'd come up to me and they're like, hey, can I have fries with that? I'm like, get out of here, you know, and I would go to work. So anyway, I did accomplish that goal, which was super exciting, and it was an incredible process. Now, does that mean that was the end of challenges? No, the problems don't go away. You just get stronger. And what was challenging in the beginning is easy. You know, what used to trip you up in the very beginning is like a piece of cake. You blow by those things, and that's it. How you get bigger is you focus on getting better. And so recapping here real quick, I'm going to turn it back over here to Josh, is this. Number one, okay, learning. Feed your mind. Feed your mind. Proximity is power. Okay, going from knowing to doing. Turning your shoulds into musts. Okay, and then lastly is setting appointments to show people secret. Show people secret. Have a simple formula. Minimum how many? Two a day. Get the compound effect really working for you, but you got to be consistent with that. Lastly, Mission 5, Mission 20, Mission double, triple rank advancement bonuses we got going on right now. So we've got incredible promotions right now as we head into our Ignite conference. And if you haven't registered for Ignite, it's not a should, it's a must. For those of you that are on your path to 6 figures, this is a must for you. You gotta get here. So I can't wait to see you, give you a big hug, and just get a look in your eyes of the certainty that you leave there with, that your future is already set. It's just a matter of time the activities catch up with where you're going. And that I know is going to happen when you come to Ignite. John C. Maxwell Leadership Training, talk about getting better. You get to learn from all the top people in our company and a total immersion process. Proximity is power. So get around the people that have your answers. And that was funny. I was doing the calculations. This is an exact number, but you know, the average income of the people speaking on stage at this event is somewhere around $50,000 a month. $50,000 a month. Okay, which means that even if you got 10%, that's $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. If you got 1%, it's still $500 extra a month. So, you know, get to this event. Go out there, accomplish your sponsor 5, accomplish your sponsor 20. Congratulations, Jordan, on your 10. Haley, congratulations on your double, triple rank advancement bonuses. I know it's just the beginning for you guys and many, many, many more people. So God bless. Take care. Josh, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Much love. I'll see you guys all at Ignite. Have a good night.
Jesse Macpherson, wow, man. Sitting here with some great friends who are all very impressed and excited. My text messages are blowing up. Outstanding job, sir. Thank you for the contribution and the tremendous content that you poured out, and you really gave to all of us this evening. So thank you so much. I want to let everybody know again that the 14th is the last day for the convention ticket price to stay at $129. Make sure you save that money. $129 until the 14th, and then till the 28th is the hotel block is gone after the 28th. So make sure if you have not reserved your room at the Hyatt at the host hotel, make sure you do that. And you might want to register for the people that you know are going to be being at that event. In any event, guys, we don't have time, unfortunately, for the questions and answers this evening as usual. So hit us up on Facebook, ask the questions. I know Jesse's always answering questions and helping everybody. So same with me. Feel free to hit us up. Send any information that you have. I did have one question that came in through my text message, which said, I hope this is going to be archived. Yes, it is, on this same link. As soon as I end this VisionCast here, click on this link and you can get it replayed. Send it out to everyone. It's going to be up for 1 week until next Monday. So get it, use it. Make sure everybody has it. I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it out to everybody. Jesse, again, thanks so much for your time and contribution. And Jordan, Haley, again, massive respect to you both. We'll see you all next week on next Monday's VisionCast. God bless and have a wonderful week. Bye.